See the crown. Oh, that's not a crown. That's
The
a
sash.
sash. Let me see the sash. All right. So what
Yeah,
do
I'll
you?
put it on.
Yeah. Okay. How? What do you do? I mean, at what point in your life did you decide you wanted to do this?
So I actually started pageants when I was 16. I
Okay.
wasn't really girly growing up, and I didn't really have obviously my mom there
Uh-huh.
to, dress me up and make
Okay.
me pretty and tune into that feminine side of me. So I was on the computer one day at my foster mother's job,
Right.
and I was like looking up pageants and modeling, and I took it to my cheerleading coach, and she signed me up for a pageant, and that's when I really was exposed to pageantry.
Okay.
I ended up stopping because I didn't have the financial means to invest in myself, and I really didn't have the full support. And when I moved to DC, I was like, this is the nation's capital. I'm in the community. I've aged out of foster care. Like, let's do this. I ended up competing against Deshauna Barber, who
Yes.
went on to become Miss USA, and I
Mm-hmm.
didn't place out of 16 women.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, maybe this isn't for me like I thought.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
But I was like, let me try this differently. Let me prepare for
Uh-huh.
the year. Let me invest in myself.
Okay.
And when I did that, I went on and I made top 5 the next year against
Okay.
Kyra McCullough, who
Right.
also became Miss USA.
Okay. I see a pattern here. I see a
Yes.
pattern. Okay.
So it was about me investing in myself, believing in myself. So that next year I was like, okay, I went from not placing to top 5. I got this. But then I lost who I was, and I really didn't tap into. I didn't always believe that I deserved the crown or I deserved to win, because oftentimes you see women who don't look like me in the pageant world,
Right.
who don't come from backgrounds that I come from, and so I don't know that I wholeheartedly believed that I was deserving.
Mm-hmm.
So the next year I made top 5 again, and I was a little bit devastated, but I told myself I wasn't going to do it again. And I just, that next year, did a lot of self reflection,
Uh-huh.
tapped into who I was as an individual, and it just boosted my self confidence. And I went on to win.
What's amazing is you're dealing with all this stuff, and then every it seems like every obstacle that you run into, you figure out a way around it,
Oh, yeah. Yep.
which is fascinating to me. The whole what? Let's just talk about the pageant part of it though. You start out the
Hmm.
whole walking and dressing up and all the
Yeah.
makeup and all that
Yeah.
stuff. I mean, how did you?
I
I
had
mean,
no,
I know
I,
people are there,
I
but
had no idea how to do my makeup. My friends had to teach me. Literally, that pageant, I wore all hand-me-down stuff. I have a really good friend, actually, Ebony Williams.
okay.
She did pageantry,
Mm-hmm.
and really great friend of mine, mentor, and she gave me some of her pageant wardrobe.
Okay.
And so I went in there with all hand-me-down stuff. So it's still kind of like that, like, oh, you're in foster care, you need help kind of thing,
Right.
right? But it really set the foundation of my pageant career, because it taught me that I can walk in there and no matter what I have on, it's
Mm-hmm.
about what's on the inside, not
Right.
on the outside.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right.
Yep.
So in these pageants, I see everybody up there
Yeah.
smiling and looking
Yeah.
all happy and friendly.
Hmm.
How competitive is it really?
Actually, DC has a very great sisterhood.
Okay.
I must say, our director, Carla Crawford, she does a great job at letting girls know that this is a family,
Okay.
and so a lot of us, we go on and become friends even after the pageant.
Okay.
Obviously, it's a competition, but it's really more important to make friends and to
Mm-hmm.
connect with people in those moments, because only one girl walks away with the crown.
Right.
So when I go on to Miss USA, if I don't make friends and I don't win, what really did I get out of it? So
Right.
my goal is to go there to make memories, to meet people, and to create a bond with women who are doing like-minded things.
Right. Okay. It's all right. So when you're not doing
Yeah.
the pageant thing, when you're not doing the social work thing, what do you do with
With
your
my
fun
free
time?
time.
If you have any downtime?
Yes, so I love to go hiking.
Okay.
That's one fun thing that I
That's
like to
another.
do.
Yeah. Okay.
And I
Wow.
love to spoil my nieces and my nephews. I have
Okay.
an older sister who has 4 children, and my younger sister who I'm really close with. She
Uh,
just recently had a son, so I love spending time with them and
okay.
spoiling them.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So where do you? Any place in particular you like to hike?
Um,
Or
So I
you
love
just
to go to Shenandoah in
okay?
Virginia. That's really nice. I've been to Sugarloaf Mountain a couple times,
Yep.
which is deep in Maryland.
Mm-hmm.
If you go, like I love watching the sunrise and the sunset. So if you go during those times where you can catch that, it's just very beautiful,
Okay.
relaxing, being in nature.
All right. So you
Yeah.
going out? You're actually sleeping out there, or do you just go
No,
hiking?
heck
Oh,
no,
okay.
I don't
I was,
sleep.
oh,
No,
okay. I was
not that
about to
kind of.
say.
No, no, no. I'm not camping out there. Just
All right.
going
Okay.
and
I'm just
enjoying
checking. I'm just
enjoying a
checking.
good hike.
Okay. Just anything else you do for fun? No.
Hang out with my
Uh-huh.
friends. That's about it. I'm super busy. I'm doing like a bunch of
Right.
full-time things,
Yeah.
wearing a bunch of different hats. But
Okay.
yeah,
All right. What's your ultimate goal? It could be anything, whether
yeah,
it's the pageantry or
yeah.
life or just some of your ultimate goals. What do you want to do?
I want to be a consultant for child welfare agencies. I want to instill my curriculum through acts of random kindness into communities that have low economic statuses, that are impoverished, and help those communities rebuild. I mean, I miss hearing about how you can knock on someone's door and get sugar.
Right.
These days, you are not doing that at all whatsoever. Like, you barely know your neighbor.
Right.
And so
Everybody's on social media,
right,
so they don't
right,
want to know
exactly.
anybody.
So I would love to have communities where you can knock on your neighbor's door, and we can support one another through the ups and the downs.
Okay. All right. Last question about pageantry. They asked you a bunch of questions.
Yes.
Any question that's you were up there and you were like, really? Really? Have you ever had one of those moments where you're like, really? Are you kind of prepared? How do you get prepared for these questions?
So I have mock interviews with individuals who are very prepared in interview skills. But I told myself, no matter what question I'm asked, I can answer it.
Okay.
That's the key to having that confidence, to say,
Right.
no matter what question they ask you, you're going to be able to answer it. The first question I got was about sexual assaults on college campuses, and I'm thinking to myself, I'm not in college anymore.
Right.
Like, how am I going to answer this? And it's all about personalizing an answer. So whatever they say, and try to incorporate your own passions and purposes. That way, no matter if they ask the next girl the same question, she won't be able to give the same answer.
Wow,
And that's
okay.
how you stand out.
Okay. All right. No crazy questions. You hadn't had any crazy questions?
No,
or anything like
not
that
yet. Not
They didn't
yet.
ask you, like, who's your favorite football team? Or what was the
No.
quarterback? No, none of that silliness?
One time they asked me, like, what song represents you? And I think I picked a song from, like, Bring It On, and was like
song was that?
dancing. I don't know. It was like very weird. It was my first interview, and that's
It
when
wasn't Biggie, was
they ask you these fluff questions because they
Right.
can tell you're nervous. And
Oh, is that right?
Yes.
So they actually do kind of warm you up a little bit with some softballs.
So if they see that you are nervous, they will ask you fluff questions like, "Oh,
Okay.
what's your favorite color and why?"
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Okay.
But if they see that you can take on a challenge, they may ask you some political questions or oh, in my interview they asked me about food deserts.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and when I told the other girls, they were like, "What? What's a food desert?" And I was like, "See, that's when becoming a social worker and knowing
Right.
that Southeast has food deserts.
Right.
That's good to know."
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Well, cool.
So-
All right. Anything else you want to say before the podcast ends?
Oh no, I had fun today. Thank you so much for
Well, I'm
having
glad.
me.
Look, you are a testament to determination. Just based on the things you've told me, you're an amazing story, and I think that anything that you do is going to be like a spotlight for your agenda and helping people and helping young people in the foster care system and outside of the system too. Because, as you know, a lot of people, they don't necessarily have every single struggle that you have, but they do have struggles.
Yes, exactly.
And hearing your story is fascinating, and it's actually motivational.
Thank
so
you.
I think it'll be great.
Thank you
All
so
right.
much.
So, and the pageant is
May 2nd on Fox at 8
how about
p.m.
that?
8 p.m. Eastern. We'll be live from Reno, Tahoe at the Grand Sierra Resort and Casino.
Okay, and you're gonna win.
I'm gonna win. I'm bringing that crown home.
Bringing that crown, and
Yes.
you're gonna come back here and visit me again once you bring that crown home.
Yes, of
All right,
course.
cool. All right. Well, thank you very much.
Thank
High five
you.
offer. Good luck.
Thank
there you
you.
go. All right. Thank you for coming in and hanging out with me today.